Hello and welcome to Annie's Short Stories. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try it and upload a new story each day. The Horror at Freshwater Bay. Holly Arnold had always found solace in the rhythmic crashing of waves against the shore. When life in the city became too overwhelming, she would retreat to the Isle of Wight, a place where her childhood summers had been spent in carefree abandon. This time, however, she came seeking more than just nostalgia. She needed healing. A recent heartbreak had left her adrift, and the promise of Freshwater Bay's tranquility seemed like the perfect balm. She arrived at twilight, a small suitcase in hand, to a charming seaside cottage she had rented for the week. Its whitewashed walls and weathered shutters exuded a rustic charm, but what caught her attention was its proximity to the bay itself. From the front porch she could see the cliffs bathed in the fading hues of the setting sun. Below them, the dark mouths of the caves yawned open, beckoning and foreboding. The innkeeper, a wiry man named Mr. Thatcher, handed her the keys with a warning. "Stay clear of the caves, Miss Arnold," he said. "The tides here are treacherous." Holly smiled politely, dismissing his superstition as mere local lore. "I'll be careful," she assured him. The first day passed uneventfully. Holly wandered along the beach, collected smooth stones and sea glass, and let the salty air work its magic. Yet, as the sun dipped below the horizon, she couldn't shake an uneasy feeling. The caves seemed to whisper when the wind blew just right, carrying faint, melodic echoes to her ears. At first, she dismissed it as a trick of the breeze, but the sound grew clearer, a mournful song that seemed to come from deep within the earth. That night, Holly dreamt of the caves. She saw herself standing at their entrance, a lantern in hand, as shadowy figures beckoned her forward. She awoke drenched in sweat, the sound of crashing waves mingling with the echo of the eerie melody from her dream. Curiosity got the better of her the following day. Equipped with a flashlight and sturdy boots, she made her way toward the cliffs at low tide. The caves loomed ahead, their jagged mouths carved by centuries of relentless waves. A strange pull urged her forward, as if an invisible thread were tugging at her soul. Inside, the air was damp and cold, carrying the scent of brine and decay. The flashlight's beam danced over walls encrusted with barnacles and seaweed, illuminating ancient carvings that seemed almost too intricate to be the work of nature. Strange symbols adorned the walls, their meanings lost to time. As she ventured deeper, the melody from her dreams returned, clearer and more haunting. It seemed to emanate from the depths of the cave, wrapping around her like a siren's call. Holly felt her heart pound against her ribs, fear and fascination battling for dominance. She knew she should turn back, but something compelled her to press on. The tunnel widened into a cavern, its walls shimmering with an unearthly light. In the center lay a pool of water, so dark it seemed to absorb the light from her flashlight. The melody was deafening now, resonating through her very bones. Shapes began to form in the water, faces twisting in agony and mouths singing their mournful dirge. Holly stumbled back, her breath coming in shallow gasps. "Who's there?" she called. The faces rose from the pool, translucent figures emerging with gnarled hands that reached for her. Their eyes glowed with a pale, otherworldly light, and their mouths formed silent screams. One of them spoke, its voice a chilling harmony of despair. "Join us. We're the forgotten, the drowned." Holly turned to run, but the ground beneath her feet shifted like quicksand. The figures surged forward, their icy touch searing her skin. She screamed, thrashing against their grip, but they were relentless. Just as the darkness threatened to consume her, a beam of sunlight pierced the cavern, banishing the figures back into the pool. Gasping for air, Holly scrambled out of the cave, her limbs trembling with exhaustion. She collapsed on the beach, the sunlight warming her chilled skin. The melody was gone, replaced by the comforting sound of waves lapping at the shore. Mr. Thatcher found her the next morning, sitting on the porch of her cottage, staring at the cliffs with hollow eyes. He didn't press her for details, but the haunted look on her face told him everything he needed to know. Holly left the Isle of Wight the following day, vowing never to return. But the melody stayed with her, a faint echo in the quiet moments of her life. And sometimes, in the dead of night, she would hear the whispers again, calling her back to the depths. Weeks passed, but Holly couldn't escape the memory of that cavern. She tried to convince herself it was all a hallucination brought on by stress, yet the marks on her arms from where the figures had grabbed her told another story. Determined to find closure, she sought out a historian who specialized in the Isle of Wight's folklore. Dr. Alina Cartwright listened intently as Holly recounted her harrowing experience. A bespectacled woman with an air of authority, she nodded gravely. The caves of Freshwater Bay have a dark history. Sailors in the 18th century often spoke of hearing songs from the caves, luring them to their doom. Local legends suggest the caves were a place of sacrifice, offerings to the sea gods to calm storms and ensure safe voyages. Holly asked, her voice breaking. Dr. Cartwright's expression grew somber. The spirits of the drowned are restless. They seek to replace their misery with life, even if only for a fleeting moment. You are vulnerable. Holly shuddered. Is there any way to stop them? Legends speak of a ritual, an offering of light and sound to appease the spirits, but it's dangerous. Few have attempted it. Despite her fear, Holly knew she couldn't live with the constant whispers. With Dr. Cartwright's guidance, she prepared for the ritual. She gathered candles, a silver bell, and an ancient incantation written in a language she didn't understand. On the night of the new moon, Holly returned to the cave. Her hands trembled as she lit the candles and rang the bell, her voice steady as she chanted the incantation. The air grew cold, and the melody returned, louder and more haunting than ever. The pool shimmered, and the figures rose once more. This time they didn't attack. They hovered, their glowing eyes fixed on Holly. Leave me in peace. For a moment the cavern was silent. Then, one by one, the figures began to fade, their mournful expressions softening. The melody transformed, no longer a dirge but a gentle lullaby. Holly felt a weight lift from her chest as the last figure vanished into the pool. Holly never heard the whispers again. Though the memory of the cave stayed with her, she finally found peace. She continued her life with a newfound appreciation for its fragility, knowing that she had come face to face with the abyss and survived. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like, and even better, like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope you have had or have a great day.